getting to this game. I just we gotta play 40 minutes. We took a little bit better of a step. I'm still just trying to find some consistency with this team. We turned it over 30 times against Cornell today. We turned it over 11 times against, the team that's predicted to win the Atlantic 10. So there were some good things. I was really happy. I thought Deja Francis, was just really, really confident, and I'm excited to see her kind of come into her own a little bit, and so I think there's some encouraging things. I just think, though, the rest of the roster a little bit up and down right now, and I've got to do a good job of finding what our mix is. But our defense is getting better, and hopefully it keeps getting better as the A-10 season goes on.
Last time we spoke, it was after the Kent State game, and you had kind of said that teams were kind of starting to figure out Deja a little bit. To see her kind of go with still some more double-digit efforts, how do you think that's happening in her development right now?
I just think she was really confident today. I mean, and theoretically, she should be the hardest player on our team to guard when she's engaged like that, because she can make the three, she can make pull-up jumpers, and she's very quick and can finish at the rim. So you have to guard her at all three levels. But it's also a confidence thing with her. Teams were going underneath the screen a little bit on her, or forcing her really hard to her left hand, things like that. And I thought today she just did a much better job of really kind of out in transition, and then once she got herself going in transition a little bit, that allowed her to settle in the half court, work off the ball screen a little bit, make that mid-range jumper that is really hard to defend. So really, really happy with her performance today.
In the first quarter there, Dan Dirk kind of said that they'd gotten off to slow starts so far. It looked like you guys obviously took advantage of that. What was going on in the first half there, just from your standpoint?
Yeah, I just think we were executing, flying around. Yeah, I thought Duquesne was a little flat. But a couple people came out, and Deja, we challenged Deja Logan, and she did a good job early on. She needed to win her matchup against Cannon, and I thought she did. She came right out, made a big three, and I think they had to mix in and go to different, had to go to almost kind of a bigger two true post player lineup against us, and play a little bit differently. So I think we did a good job there. I think we rebounded. I thought we won loose balls. Just the stuff that we didn't do to start the third quarter, we were doing in the start of the first quarter.
And then the third quarter, it's been a recurring theme. You had struggles in a single quarter that have kind of led the game. What's the message moving forward with just because that has continually seemed to happen to the team? How do you break it?
Yeah, and I'm pretty analytical, and it's every coach in America will say something about a game that they lose of, if we just had this 5 minutes back, it's not like we've got to be better. We were winning the rebounding battle all game until those 5 minutes, and we were breaking down defensively, and it's just a concentration thing. It's me coaching them better. It's maybe getting a different lineup in there earlier. That we've just got to be consistently better. For good teams are consistently good for 40 minutes, and we're just not right now. There's defensive lapses, there's offensive lapses. There's some there's a little bit of a tentativeness when things start to go poorly. I think that's a combination of everything, and the message was just we got to figure out how to get to 40. Whether everybody's got to play a little bit better, and that'll equal a 40-minute game.
The fourth quarter there, you kind of had them on the ropes there for a little bit. Talk about that run there and what happened and whatnot.
Yeah, I go back to the defensive part of it. I just think we were getting stops. You just look at the difference. At the start of the third quarter, they were getting stops. They set their 2-2-1 up. They got us a little stagnant in their zone, and we would miss a shot which allows them to get transition, which allows them to set their press, rinse and repeat, and that conversely, we start to get stops. We can get out into our kind of primary transition, where we, not a set play or anything, where we're just being able to spread the floor and play. Also thought we did a decent job of attacking a couple mismatches during that time. But that's why we preach to the team that it starts with the defense, because that's what's going to get your offense going.
So Danielle McGlory, obviously nowhere near the output you look from her. On defense, it seems like her game has definitely stepped up in that role. Can you just touch on that?
Yeah, I thought Dee didn't make any shots today, but I thought she played really hard. Had 4 rebounds, had an assist. She's competing like crazy. She was doing a little bit better job of keeping the ball in front of her, but just Dee's really tough. And that's why even though she went 0 for 5, she played 24 minutes because she's gonna give it her all, and she's not gonna be scared or anything like that. And I thought her shot looked good in warm-ups. I thought she was going to have a good shooting day, and she will again. She's had them this year. Would love it if Dee can start putting a couple two-way games together. That'll really help us.
Unsurprisingly, Johnson's game is starting to slow down as teams are trying to realize her majority of her game, if not all of her game, comes with her driving to the hoop. What are you trying to do with her to try and open her up in the future? Yeah,
we really think she can make the pull-up jumper. She just still doesn't have that confidence in there. We'd like her to get that game where kind of that it's not even a mid-range game, more of a 6 to 8 foot game around there. I think that's where she can just elevate over people. Because they're playing off, she's getting a little tentative as far as there's still opportunities where she's got opportunities to rip, drive, and attack, but she's catching it, holding it, the defense is setting, and then she's making a drive because, she thinks she's going to be running into a wall every time. Again, I think if we can get stops, and get her out in transition, I think she can be really, really good there. I'm going to try to put the ball in her hands a little bit more too, and be the lead guard a little bit at times where she can just get it and get an initial screen. She'll get it back. She's high energy. She'll get the thing figured out. But yeah, right now she's definitely going through that where exactly what you said of. Man, they know I want to go right and I want to get to the rim, and if she wants to take that next level, she's got to understand where her spots on the floor are.
A lot more than that you did at the beginning of the year. You're starting to rotate Oliver and Calabrese a lot more in either situation. You're starting to see more trust in Calabrese when it comes to defense, and a lot more trust in Oliver when it comes to offense as well. Can you touch on that?
Yeah, I think they still both need to play better, and I've told them that. We just need to get more production out of that 5 spot, especially with them rotating in and out. I expect Amanda to get every rebound. I expect to get even more production from Emily. I thought, she made the one face-up jumper, but, we had a late clock play that I thought, she tried to go into a spin move instead of just catching it and scoring it. They both need to get better there, and I'm just going to keep flipping those two back and forth until we find kind of the right balance of who's going to give us some stuff more consistently. Emily recently has really rebounded well, and 42 is a really tough matchup. 42 is Duquesne's leader in blocks. But again, I'd still like to see even more production there. They're better players than they're showing there.
What was the message coming into the game for your team? Because obviously, with the 4 straight losses coming in, 9 of the last 10, it's never easy to have that and mentally for any player. And for them to put up this kind of showing against Duquesne, what was the message beforehand?
It's just, with us, it's we've said a couple things, but the biggest thing I said it all year. I've said this, we couldn't care less about the non-conference. If we wanted to win 8 or 9 games in the non-conference, we could have scheduled specific opponents and won 8 or 9 games. It's just not what we were going to do. We wanted to be in a position where we were prepared, and that's we go and play Duquesne today, and Duquesne's a really good team, but they were middle of the pack probably of what we played non-conference wise. It wasn't like anything was like, oh my God, this is the best team in the league and we haven't seen anything like this year. That wasn't the case at all. We've seen everything. We've played great teams. And the other, and so I go back to, we're going to play, we couldn't care less about the non-conference. We were 0-0 to start today. Now we're 0-1. This is the season, and we've have certain goals within the A10, and we still have those goals now. And but we've got to for the rest of the year protect our house. We've got to be able to compete on the road a little bit. We've got to start stringing some wins together, and we've just got to get over the hump of, there's that certain moment in the game where it's winning time. And we've got to take advantage and finish some of these games off.
What was your main message to the girls after the game? Obviously, you did come in to many eyes as the underdogs. Duquesne is projected to be the #1 team in the conference. You guys aren't. What's the message to the girls afterwards?
Yeah, I mean, I think we're a good team. You know, I think we have good players. It's kind of what I said earlier. It's just everybody's got to be a little better. You know, I mean, it just can't be, hey, Deja Francis has a great game today, and then, if we go down to George Mason and she goes 1 for 7, like, that can't happen. We've got to get it where, like I said, Deja Francis had a great game today offensively. What about the other people on the roster? I mean, everybody needs to have an above average game. 1 through at least 8 on our roster every game need to have an above average game for us to be successful. I didn't think that was the case today, and we just go watch the tape. Hey, why did that happen? How can we get better? Okay, it's George Mason time, and thank goodness Natalie Butler doesn't play for him anymore. So,
But Cardano Hillary's still